I just want to show people something for a second. I never do this. By the way, Arthur is my stylist. Arthur is a fashion stylist, people. And my trainer. That guy is ridiculous. He threw down the gauntlet. He said, if you want to be with me, this is how you gotta be. And look who copied us. Selena and Benny, yo. Exactly. Okay? So look at this look, people. Right? I work with a lot of fly people. You should see how they dress. Look at this look, people. Maybe this'll break my fucking blacklisting on Instagram, right? Look how sexy this is. Do you see this in the mirror? Look how, now this is the leg. Oof, this is the left hip that I'm having a lot of trouble with. This is why I might need the ketamine. Can you imagine if I did this at the improv? Ugh. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what fucking Sean Pulofsky was doing. Sean Pulofsky pissed me off that night. That's actually the true story, people. You wanna hear the true story, people? Here's the true story, people. I'm just gonna let this run for a second. The true story is this. The last time I did crystal meth, I was at fucking Akbar. Why was I at Akbar in Silver Lake? People, if you know, you know, right? I was at Akbar in Silver Lake because there was an open mic night for comics, right? And I got there and of course, you know, wanted just to check out the scene. And I sat there in the audience in their very weirdly L-shaped performance venue off to the side of the bar. And I hated being there because I don't drink. So I hate being in bars, true story. And Sean Pulofsky and her friend, who is like a former current TV producer, whatever the fuck, made some ridiculous joke about how gay guys on crystal meth robbed her of something or broke into her house. Or I don't even remember what the joke was, but what I remember is how cavalierly she took the question of crystal meth use by gay guys. And this is from, and if I'm correct, I think this woman was a lesbian, not Sean Pulofsky. This her friend, I think, was a white lesbian. And I was like, exactly, this is, solidarity is for fucking white women. I was like, what? And first of all, because this is what happened in Palm Springs, apparently, right? And I was like, what is even going on here, right? Because nobody cares that people, right? I mean, what's happened in this country? The opioid epidemic, right? The crystal meth. People are literally brain dead. And I get it, people, because I did crystal meth. And it's very hard to come back from that shit, you know, neurobiologically. Because my brain wants a higher level of stimulation. And, right, essentially, I've become ADHD because of it. I mean, it's true. It's very sad. And Arthur's the same way. Right, which is why he and I are a perfect match. I go like that because I'm like, gosh. But I did fuck up my brain by doing crystal meth. There's no doubt about it. Right? It's much harder for me to focus for sure. Anyway, the point is I was at Akbar. This woman ticked me off. I was, you know, missing Arthur. I was just, you know, in all sorts of, you know, forms of hurt at that point in my life. This was 3 years ago. It was a week leading up to Halloween 2021. I mean, that's why I went into a tailspin the last month, because this was the first election, as I keep saying to people in my life, and I'm getting more and more courage to say it publicly in this particular fashion. I did crystal meth during the 2016 presidential election. That day, election day, and I did it on 2020's election day. It was night. Why do you think I'm doing the series day for night? I got that back today, day for night on Instagram. I got that back today at work. But I had the best day at work today. Right? Where people just let me do what I please. And what I please is I do whatever it is that I can do to engage these youngsters, which is what Arthur taught me about being in a relationship with somebody, being in love with somebody, right? That's why people talk about a love language. And that's why I think so many people are so upset right now, because we actually have been spun a bill of lies in terms of what America has stood for. Certainly, that's why I keep saying, symbolically at least, right, that I've renounced my American citizenship, right? I mean, how do I renounce it? Right? I mean, how do I get rid of it? I mean, there's really no way that I can, right? Unless I'm for, and I'm like, my life is great, right? It's just a question of moving on with it now. And I feel sad because 2025 is coming around, that reduces to 9. And I'm going to move on with my life, which means this era of my life is coming to an end, right? And like Taylor says, it's the eve of her birthday, right? Happy birthday, Taylor, right? Does it bother me, for instance, that Taylor Swift has not said anything publicly about the genocide in Gaza? Yes, it does bother me. Am I going to hold it against Taylor Swift? No. You know? Right? And in a nutshell, that's where I am in terms of my interest in politics. Right? I mean, you can't do anything, literally. Like, none of us have the power, right, in the so-called democracy. Thank you, Claire Danes. I have to bring it all back to Claire. None of us actually have the power in this so-called democracy to change things. None of us do. Right? And that's why I'm so livid all the time, because that's the bill of lies. That's the bill of sale. Right? I can't even get this. Anyway, it looks so fly. I'm just gonna bring it back down to earth, right? Ride that fucking wave, people. Bring it right back down to earth. Somebody told me today, a very chic mama told me today, that it looks like I'm dressed for Paris Fashion Week. I was like, you're too kind. I was like, this whole thing, it's just about the best information you have, and that's why I can't stand somebody like Gwyneth. Like, I will hold it against Gwyneth, right? Because she's married to a Zionist on the one hand. On the other hand, her whole brand has become, or at least was once with Goop, right? Having the best information. And that's when I was like, but wait a minute, we all have the best information. But if you have the best information, then how come you're not decrying the indiscriminate slaughter of civilians in Palestine, right, as a form of collective punishment, right? Colonial retaliation, tit for tat in the worst way possible, right? And now the Israelis are running ramshot through Syria, right? Stepping all over the rebels, right? And Biden has the nerve to, salute this moment as a great opportunity for the Syrian people. Really? With Big Brother literally right there in their own sovereign space, right? This is why Israel is a pariah state, people, right? They just do not care about other people's boundaries, right? This tape I'm going to put up on the internets, and then I'm going to put this on X. It's not going to change anything, but maybe it'll start to clarify, right? Why are people blind? The P probably popped there, right? Why are people blind to other people's suffering? Why are people okay with their prosperity at other people's expense, right? I mean, this is what I wrote in my dissertation. It's not that hard, right? Right? I mean, this is what I wrote in my dissertation, people. Right? It's not... See, this is where the pain is. It's not that hard. Right here, people, it's so tight. It's actually true that Arthur has a key to unlocking this part of my muscular skeletal infrastructure. In fact, I left my keys in the door last night. It was yet another sign that he's back. It's just, I need to call him. And everybody knows I don't like talking on the phone, right? That's why I do these videos instead, and he watches them. He's my first and best audience. Okay, baby, I love you. I do, Arthur. Okay, baby, can we talk this weekend, my love? Thank you, my love. Look how beautiful I am, thanks to you. Right? Let it be known, people. Arthur made me gorgeous. Thank you, Madonna. Thank you, Ocean. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Claire. Oh, did you hear that crack, my friends? Oh, now see this? I see myself. Ooh. Clearly now. Ooh. Ooh. I've been told that it was my relaxation method. My harm reduction. My foam rolling. This is what Arthur and I used to do together. We used to reduce each other's pain. On Earth, we're briefly gorgeous. But in order, thank you, team interview. And team yell. Ooh. Oh gosh, tonight was Steve McQueen, Hunger, at 1313 on American Cinema Techno. Baby, if you want to understand me as an artist, start the record there. Steve McQueen, motherfuckers, and James Dean. I live in California. To the East Coast of America, that's the future, my friends. And now I'm going back to the past, New York, to raise some hell like the two devils Arthur and I am. You do not want to fuck. What was that symbol? Right? You think Occupy? Arab Spring? Abolition? You think these movements